3.
Hello, this is Coach Move. Good morning. I hope you had a great week. We have a good word, a great word. The word and key word today is assurance. Assurance. What's assurance? It's a positive declaration intended to build confidence. It's also self-confidence or confidence in a deity. It's actually a promise. You have confidence in your ability, your deity or your God. Also confidence in the promise that was made by your God. So we all need assurance in the days where there have been many storms. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world. We just had an election. People need not just insurance with an IN, but assurance with an AS. We need assurance that we're going to make it on the other side. We're not going to just survive and arrive, but we're going to just believe God to survive, arrive, and thrive on the other side. That's my mantra. We believe that we will survive and arrive and thrive on the other side of adversity and uncertainty. We believe that. Throughout this year, we've discussed God's provision and God's purpose in our lives. But today we're going to look at the third P. We're almost at the end of this year. And the third P of God's treasury is protection. That assurance, that protection that God got us no matter what the weather, whether we go through WHERTER, whether we go through good, bad, or indifferent, God's assurance that he has us. And we're going to read some scriptures that assure us of that. And so we believe God, and it says in Psalm 66:12, thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. That's that uncertainty. That's people being seemingly ranking over us. Sometimes we go through seasons where it looks like we're down and others are up. Thou hast caused men. Sometimes God puts us in this position where we look like we're down and everybody's up. Head here is saying ranking, position. These seemingly riding over our heads like someone riding over a horse and crushing you in your head. But thou hast caused men to ride over our heads in Psalm 66:12. However, it says we went through what? Went here is speaking of we went through difficulties. We passed through. We transitioned through water, speaking of overwhelming situation. We went through the fire, fiery, hot, intense situation and the water. But now, many people say don't put a but where God put a period. But today, God put the but there. And he said, but thou hast brought me out in wealthy places. Brought out means he's caused you to depart those difficult places, those places that besiege you. Besiege means that you've been surrounded by oppression. You've been crowded out by oppression. You have been harassed and crowded. Seem like you in a tight situation. But he said you've been through the fire, you've been through the water, but he's going to bring you out in a wealthy place. Then when they look like they ran over you, now wealthy here speaks of you running over. Your cup runneth over. You're going to be promoted. How I know? It says in Proverbs, in Psalm 3:3, it says, thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, the glory and the lifter of my head. So when they riding over you and over your head for a season, it seems like they ranking over you. It'll come at a time where he is a shield, a protector. He is a promoter. He's going to lift you up. He's going to promote you. He's going to give you glory and splendor. He's going to say, hey, this is what I've been doing with them when it looked like you were riding over them. They were becoming what I have intended them to become. So he is that the protector. He is that promoter. of our position. So that's what it means. And thou, O Lord, are a shield, a protector, a defender for me, the glory, the splendor, the lifter, the promoter of my position. So I don't have to fight. I don't have to try to take somebody else's position. Thou, O Lord, is the protector, the promoter. He promotes me. He is the one who will get me where I belong. I don't have to fight for it. I can stand in that assurance, that confidence, knowing that God has declared